This is where the pavement runs out, and I'm on dirt roads, trails, and I'll probably do some bushwhacking off trail a little bit here, but I'm going to be out in the middle of nowhere soon. The only real concern I have up here are the dogs. The ones in the village definitely aren't used to seeing foreigners, and they don't get many strangers of any location coming through here. There are some that live just a little bit ahead that I've seen before, and they bark at me, but they haven't been a problem. The sheepdogs up in the mountains are the worst because they're protective of their flocks. Whew, can you tell? I'm doing this climbing and I'm out of breath. It's been a while since I've been this way. As I leave the village, someone has put up a fence, so I'm gonna have to change my path at least a little bit. Actually, looking ahead, I see quite a few fences. Hopefully I can go off to the left though and go around this. Oh yeah, lots and lots and lots of sheep up on the hillside up there. Hope that doesn't mean too many sheepdogs protecting them. I'm not sure if I want to go around to the left or all the way around to the right. I see at least one big dog up there. Well, I chose to go left and didn't take long for the dogs to see me, so I'm still gonna pass them up and go up the hillside. The lady who's taking care of the sheep is calling them back, but two left and one is keeping an eye on me, although he doesn't seem to be too worried about me. As I get higher up the mountainside, this one dog seems to want to go with me, doesn't want to let me go. The mountains up here north of Cusco are just full of limestone outcrops. Many of them are or contain what I suspect are pre-Inca sites, like this one right here in front. All these loose stones were probably at one time a wall. This depression is where someone lived. It is really hard to beat the scenery up here, and frankly, I'm just getting started. A lot of the times you can see shepherds on these hilltops watching over their flocks. In fact, there's a really big flock of probably 50, 60 sheep down below me. I don't think I'm going to go that way. I'm going to try to go around. I see at least two Inca trails going off in the distance. Maybe coming up on one right now, but I'm not 100% sure till I get there. I see a trail going up the mountainside straight ahead. It skirts around a canyon to my left. So I'm going to make my way down this little draw and then back up, climb up there and see what's on the other side. Okay, I'm getting out of breath. Getting close to 4,000 meters. Looks like people have definitely been planting something up here. Probably potatoes, but I'm not positive. But it's been a while since we've been under a drought. I think where I really want to go right now is across this little draw. There's an Inca road over there that I believe is where I will find one of two underground water channels coming down from the mountains. It's just one little spot, but It is there. I found it several years ago. Haven't been back to look for it, and to be honest, I'm not sure exactly where it is. Down below me to the northeast is a almost, if not completely dry water tank that usually has at least a pair of Andean geese, but I've got a feeling because the water level's so low, they're long gone from here. I don't see any, although they could be there. I don't know how well you can see, but as I came over the ridge, I found there is water there, and there are a pair of Andean geese down there. You can hear the geese over my head squawking away at me. They're pretty defensive, but I'm on the, let's see, the west end, and you can see that there is a stone wall down here that is what forms this natural pond. This little section I'm about to cross has some water coming down, obviously coming from a spring up above. These limestone mountains are covered with springs. Some are active, some are not. Some come and go with the seasons, and some come and go depending on the weather cycles. I know of several that have been completely gone for a couple of years because of the drought we've been dealing with, but they were running fairly strong before. Check out this spot I just came upon. It's a path that's lined on both sides by white limestone. All right, the path I saw across the way was not the one I was looking for. Wasn't even an Inca road. So I'm going to keep going up a little higher. If I can't find anything, I'm going to turn to the east and see if I can find along one of the paths that I know is in that direction. As much as I hate to climb more, I think I do need to go up to the ridge above me, hoping that is a ridge where I can get a better view. It's almost impossible to see now, but this line of ichu grass coming down from the ridge lines what once was a water channel. You can just barely pick it out. Has been used in a long, long time, since most of the water channels from maybe 1,000 years ago continue to be used in modern times. Well, I made it to the top and honestly see nothing recognizable. So I don't know if I want to go any farther or not. Here's another hilltop with probably, I see at least half a dozen. I'm going to say it wrong, I always do. Achapetas? No, apachetas. These mounds had a very significant meaning to Incas, but I doubt any of the people who built these have any idea what the original meaning was. Ooh, well, I came up a lot farther than I'd planned because I was so close to 4,000 meters, but to get to that point, I'd have to go a lot farther because I'm surrounded by valleys. I'm about the highest point there is right here besides the mountains around me. So I'm going to leave it at 3,982 meters, or about 13,060 feet. That's pretty high. I've climbed close to the ridge up there, but never all the way. There is a pass straight ahead that I have done quite a few times. It leads off toward the Inca ruin of Cusco, and if you follow the path a long ways, there's all kinds of things up there, including what are almost certainly some pre-Inca ruins, pretty substantial as well. Hopefully this big cloud that's been parked over me for the last 20 minutes or so will be gone soon. There's a break right now, but I don't think it's going to last long. With the winds at this altitude and the shade, it's kind of cool up here. Not really cold. I'm fine in a t-shirt. as long as I'm moving. But if I stop for a bit, it gets cold fast. I want to be careful that I don't go too far to the east, because I don't want to get to a point where basically it drops off really, really fast and I have to come back because the mountainside is just too steep to go down safely, or rapidly for that matter. I see where I'm going. Can you see a little natural laguna down there? That's where I'm going to go. Take an Inca road that goes right behind it, about 150 meters to the right, and then I'll go down a little small canyon through a site that just almost no one goes to. In fact, I've never seen anyone there except anyone that's with me. Gotta admit, this is a lot easier than climbing up. Making good time. I should be at Tamumachai, depending how long I spend in the ruins, in maybe 45 minutes. Down below is a little laguna that I was looking at earlier. It's nowhere near as bad as I thought it would be. The problem, however, is the ichu grass is really thick, and that makes it hard to see. So you have to be careful not to step off in a hole, or step on the side of a limestone rock and twist an ankle. Something that would be really easy to do. This must have a fairly large drainage because it always has water here, even in the dry season and after long periods of no rain. Still, I've never seen any wildlife here. And this path I'm walking up is an Inca road. At least 600 years old, and likely was built on top of another path that locals used before that. So it could be 1,000+ years old. You can still see the centuries-old limestone support wall. How long those stones have been here, who knows? But they've kept this road from eroding down the valley, and it's still used quite often by locals on foot. Can you see the site in the ichu grass just about 50, 60, 70 meters ahead? Nobody can. It is basically hidden in the grass, although it has quite a few buildings, some low walls still standing, some of them fairly high. There are pieces of a water channel that come down from that little draw. They come down to this side and make their way down to the river below. Here's a big section of wall, probably the tallest at about 8-9 feet, or 2.5, 3 meters. Now can you see what I was talking about hidden in the grass? Curved walls are reasonably rare, although not even close to unknown. So this one here kind of makes me, it's a little surprising, to be honest. It could have been rebuilt, but I have a feeling not, because almost no one except for a few locals and somebody who came along a long time ago with the INC and marked it off and mapped it out a little bit knows that it's even here. I really have to be careful because I don't think you can see it well, but in the middle of that grass is the water channel that takes the water down the mountain toward the stream below. I almost fell into, or stepped into it and twisted an ankle just a moment ago. This is another spot that's really hard to find because it's almost invisible from down below. But it is really cool. I'll show you why in just a second. Guides come up here every once in a while with fake shamans to do fake ceremonies for tourists who got lots of extra money they want to spend on something they were told is real and it is as fake as could be. This is a really cool site. You can see where there's been a lot of burning going on because the roof of this tiny little cave is black from the smoke. It's still a really cool place with some amazing views out over the valley. Okay, I'm going to follow this path, or maybe one or two others, back to the village of Tamumachai, above the ruins of Tamumachai, and then catch a bus at the Pukapukara site and go home. I see 4 mules or 4 burros roped off and eating some grass. I doubt they pay much attention to me except look up, say hi, and then go back to lunch. I learned one thing that I didn't know today. Many times I've seen these itu grass bundled up like this, but I didn't know the reason why. Now I see it basically makes a post to tie off rope that hold the livestock. Down below are the ruins of Tamumachai, but I'm going to pass up on it this time. Okay, I'm almost to the little village of Tamumachai. I love these quaint little fences. I just passed a pretty big Doberman. That one made me nervous as I had nowhere else to go. And he was looking at me very, very close. But he went right on past and didn't really pay much attention to me, so I feel a lot better now. Dogs in these villages are something you've really got to be careful of.